Hey y'all, it's Melissa at MessyMissy Creates. I'm gonna get started in my October journal. We've got it made, we've got it all decorated, got it sewn together, you know, little things like that. I did go with the rust rick rack if you saw my last video, and I got it on the front and the back cover, inside covers. And anyway, now it's time to start working in it. And I always find myself, I say this every time, the beginning of every month, I always find myself a little, just a little bit hesitant to start, or something to that effect, because I think it's just new paper, new colors, new challenge. This is clusters. So, I'm pretty sure I want my number and day up here. So, I'm going to start there. It's the easy place to start. Glue stick. Okay. Anyway, that usually, just getting started is the hardest part, right? So, I love all my papers. I love all my dyed papers, the papers I printed, the papers I was given or gifted, and I like my printables, my white pumpkins with the teal and green on them. This day I saw my pain management doctor again. I have this little flap right here, and I think what I'm going to do is glue him. I probably won't, yeah, maybe I will use a glue stick. It's harder to draw down half of a line with a glue stick than it is like the art glitter glue. But we're going to see. I'm going to see if I can make that happen. I'm going to put this under here just in case the glue went over. So, let's see. I need to scooch him down. He's going to hang his head out the top of the journal. Okay, I must have done a pretty good job. Except he is seriously going to hang off the top of the journal. Well, maybe that's okay. Maybe he wants to hang off the top of the journal. But I'm not sure that I want him to. So, okay. So that way I didn't use any of my writing space, because this is my grid paper, my journaling space. Let me put some extra glue down here, seeing how we peeled him up. He don't want to re-stick. And I can put this right here, or I could put it over here. Do I want to hide my pumpkins? I don't know. Anyway, I was supposed to have this doctor's appointment after the clinic at 2 something, and because I normally leave the clinic about 2. And they called the day before and said, can you come in early? He needs to leave early. And I said, well, how early is it, you know, what time? And I said, because I do have something I do on Wednesdays. And so anyway, she had an 8 o'clock spot, and I normally get to the clinic about 8:30. So I said, well, give me the 8 o'clock spot. Y'all, I don't like having to be anywhere at 8 o'clock. Not just because of I mean, I get up plenty early. But the traffic is so horrible between 7 and 8, or you know, especially between 7:30 and 8, 7:15 and 8. I live, like, my house is here. Here's our street, our road, and then this road right here at this intersection. There's 3 elementary, well, there's 2 elementary schools and a school that is for the profound handicap, so it's all ages. But there's 3 schools down this one road. And the buses and the car driver, you know, the people dropping their kids off and everything, from 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning, I can barely get out of my driveway. So that's why I don't like being anywhere. That's why I go into the clinic at 8:30. Okay, but I managed, and I left early, and I had to wait for somebody kind to let me out. And so they did, and I made it to my appointment on time, and it was quick, and I made it to the clinic on time. I wasn't even late. I don't want to, I know I've made some clusters, but I wanted to make a different cluster for this day. And I kind of have one in mind. I used my big scallop punch and this paper right here that I loved so much, and I wanted to find a way to incorporate it. And I knew that it had like the white pumpkin and the blue and the green and, you know, a lot like this paper over here. So I wanted to kind of, oh, and then this is, I did another one out of one of the book pages in the book. And then I inked the edges so that you could tell the difference between the two. And I'm trying to remember how I wanted this. Because I want some of this. This is just dark brown embroidery floss. And I wanted it kind of crumpled up. Let me see if I can get a couple more strands apart. I just kind of wanted it crumpled up in the background. And then, okay, stop. I must still have glue on my fingers. Somehow or another, and make that look decent. And then I have this faux wax seal that you saw me cutting out some of. And I had this, and I dyed papers when I got home. And so I wanted to do kind of a little tribute to my dyed papers. So I have a little postage stamp punch. And I was going to put this somewhere behind here. Not that this isn't tribute to it enough, it is. But I just thought that gave it one extra layer. And so I'm trying to remember if I had them staggered like this or like this. But I think I had them like this. And so that's plenty of room. So the first thing I need to do is glue this down. I'm going to use my art glitter glue. And I'm going to tack it right here. So I don't have to lift it. Well, I'm doing more than tacking it. If I'm not careful, I'm going to glue his foot. So I need to be careful not to do that. Okay. There we go. Make sure I don't have any glue. I feel the glue. Let's see, where are you? All right. So those two papers are the same size and the same shape. So I want some different shapes in here. And I wanted this kind of mangled up mess. This, like I said, was just an extra piece of, just a cut off piece of embroidery floss that I had that had knotted, I think. And I was going to try, I wanted to see what that would look like if I could scrunch it up. Because I thought the gather on there was kind of cool. So I don't know whether to do this with art glitter glue or, I don't know. Well, there's some art glitter glue. Let me see where I want this. Because I want this underneath that, I think. And then this on top of that. Yeah. So I tacked down the gather. It's just got one little dot. And then I'm going to tack this down. Well, there. It really doesn't serve a purpose. I mean, none of it does. It's just something fun to play with, right? So, thought this would be fun. And it's kind of like gathering, you know, fall gather. I mean, all the squirrels are busy gathering all the nuts, and they're burying them in my garden, and they drive me crazy because then next thing I know, I'm going to have all these little pecan trees grow, or oak trees, whichever, growing in my garden beds come springtime. And okay, so here's my cluster for today. But all the birds are gathering stuff for, well, I don't know if they are or not, but in my head, they're gathering little strings and whatnot for their nests and stuff too. But I think they're just gathering food for the winter, to be honest with you. I was sort of hoping that I could but glue this down just to this flap and open. I don't know if it's going to be enough of it glued down, but almost like a flap. And I want to cover, I have some room. I can go over the edge if I need to, and I can cover his feet. I'm not worried about that. So let's say I go, where is the edge? Right about here. Let me get my glue back out. And let's say I do a line here, and a line here. And don't you love my straight lines? Let's see. Did I push it over far enough? Yes. Okay. It doesn't hang over much, but it hangs over a little bit. And it's not straight, but that's art glitter glue. We might not get it back up. If we get it back down, we might not get it back up. Or if we get it up, we might not get it back down. But anyway, that's good enough. So this will be a little page turner, also a little flap. Yeah, I wrinkled up the page right here. It's okay. But that way I still have all this journaling room. I don't know what all I have to say for this day, but I have the space. And Wednesdays are pretty much clinic, and that's it. I mean, I did get some other stuff done. I think I'm going to put my dyed paper down here. It won't hide my pumpkins. I'm letting my paper do the work, right? Because that's pretty paper. And I'm going to put the volunteer thing up here. And, yeah, so I had a pretty good day at the clinic. Need to get busy on my garden there and at my house. And then I have this picture of all my dyed paper down here. And I think that was all that I had to put on for this day. And I did the quickest ever paper dyeing job. I mean, I literally did a few sheets of each color and did them one color at a time, rinsed it out, used the same pan over and over and over. Yeah, that's it. And I have my cluster. The cluster is Allison's, at AJ's Inspired Life, Allison's Challenge of the Month, Item of the Month Challenge. If you haven't been following her, it's, the hashtag is AJSIOTM, Item of the Month. Yes, AJ's Item of the Month. Anyway, and then here's my page. So I'll have some writing room here, but I can keep going under here if I want to. And some of it will be just hidden and some of it won't. And the thing about grid paper is, you know you got something crooked because the lines tell on you. Don't they? Yes, they do. I wonder if that'll stay down. I doubt it. Anyway, I wanted to see if I could get a couple pages done. And I want to make some more clusters with you. But I wanted to get started in my journal. And so I said, well, I'll just make... I had that cluster kind of ready. I wasn't ready to... The clusters that I already made, I wasn't quite ready to use. Not on the first page. Yep, everything's attached. I had this right here because that's what doctor it was. I don't know if I'll use that or not. I could. I was in a lot of pain the day before. We had a lot of appointments. And yeah, I'll glue it right there. Anyway, the day before I had to take my mother-in-law to an appointment. And I was in a great deal of pain. I think just in general, but also getting her walker in and out of the car and, you know, doing all the things. That looks crooked, but I don't think it is. Okay, let's shoot a little bit of art glitter glue down here, just so that we know that he stays in place. and that he's trustworthy as a flip. Okay. I am scheduled for more injections this Thursday. So I am trying to get my, I just had a, hold on, issue with my little glue here. All right. I think I got it. Okay. Something got caught in it. Meanwhile, I'll cap it in a minute. And, anyway. So, I was in a lot of pain the day before, so I was still in a good bit of pain when I went to see him that day. Day 2. Let's see if we want to put this over here or maybe here. I like this here. Okay, so we made that decision. What else did I do? Oh, I looked through books. Okay. So, I have on the back what days these are, and I have not finished September. This was a banquet that we did, our fishing banquet on the night of the 30th. And my husband won Angler of the Year again. Every time he gets a shirt, a fishing shirt, and he's now gotten it 5 times, which this guy right here, he's tied with him for all time. There's only 3 people that have gotten it 5 times. Him, and then one other guy that's not fishing with us right now. But anyway, so, I have, oh, okay, I made a video apparently on this day. I could have probably just cut this whole strip and it'd been easier, but I did not choose to do it the easiest way. Yeah, started making my October journal. But before that, I went through just stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of books. And this quote right here. It says, be proud of how far you've come, even if nobody claps for you. Allison sent me that, and I thought that was so sweet. I hope you didn't mind me telling anybody that, but I thought that was so sweet. And let's see, yes, I have some twos on here. I have a nap. Y'all, I'm on a nap kick. I can't help it, and I don't like it. Because I'm not used to sleeping during the day. It interrupts me getting crafting done and cleaning and other stuff, right? Did you happen to see this cutie patootie? Look at that. Look at that. She came to see me yesterday, and she's in her roll-tide outfit, her little leggings, her little bell-bottom ruffled houndstooth leggings. Look at that little tongue sticking out. And look at that dimple right there. Oh, my goodness. She's crawling. But look at her. Isn't she precious? I said, it's about time. I said, I haven't been able to show any of y'all any of my cutie patootie. Because I hadn't seen her in a couple weeks. And other than a picture which I meant to print that one off too, because my niece sent me one day, and I'll print that off for another page. But anyway, yeah, so this is, she came to see me. As a matter of fact, speaking of sleeping, we went to church. My mother-in-law finally went with us. Let me cap I can see it sitting here drying out as we speak. And, my niece went with us too to Sunday school, and so, everybody was happy to see my mother-in-law and make it, and, I was glad that she went. I don't think she felt all that great, but in the end, she was glad she went. And so then we went to Denny's for kind of like a brunch. And, no, that was yesterday, not this day. I got ahead of myself, sorry. Anyway, but and then I came home and my niece was helping my husband out in the shed, out in the boat shed, build some shelves. And anyway, I dozed off, and when I woke up to my great niece and the baby, and I was like, well, that was a welcome sight to wake up to. And they came in the door, and Mickey, and they're so sweet, and she's so cute. Okay, scrap paper everywhere, 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 everywhere. So this day, back to this day, I looked high and low for books. I think that's going there. Let me find my little notes here. Made the video, but only after looking for books. Okay, so I went on this hunt for a green. I got caught up in the green. You heard me talk about that. And this fabric had some green in it, or the pumpkin leaves. And so I got hung up on maybe a green book. Well, I couldn't find the right green. The one that I found that matched was big, and it was not what I really wanted to use. And so anyway, I totally lost that train of thought, y'all. I mean, that train left the station and it's gone. Oh, and then I remembered that I had found this orange book that I had already decided I wanted to use because it was the perfect orange. It matched the pumpkins perfectly. And then I guess I just forgot all about it. And so, anyway, this was going to be big enough to make a tuck out of, but I'm not sure it's going to at this point. What do we think? I can put some stuff over here. Oh, do I want washi? I didn't put washi. Well, because we had a flip on this side. Do I want some washi? Do I have, ew. Do I have washi ready? I have fall washi. I don't have any of my teals out, but I have this one that has pumpkins all on it. It's kind of got a tealish green to it. Let me see how this one looks. I mean, I have my set from last month. Maybe I should do the first copy because I couldn't stay awake. But I don't know if I want that all down the side of my page here. But I could put these pumpkins. We might as well use the fall washi while we can, because it's fall now. So, and that adds some other color. I could have used this leaf washi too. It has kind of a teal. And then I have like these solids, but I don't have a lot of other color, you know, just mainly the orange, green, and tan and that sort of thing in there. But we certainly are not limited to that. Let me fold that over because that's not, I didn't trim it very well. Yeah, that's going to impede that opening. Okay, I got it. I think I got it. All right, so I thought this one was going to be bigger. Here's a bigger one that I know, and then you just sat here and waited for me to cut this out. Do I want to do that, or I could just add a pocket? This is so, and this is back to this is so true. Be proud of how far you've come, even if nobody claps for you. Even if nobody notices. And I know that I made a big deal once upon a time about confetti. And, you know, I had talked about what it seemed like it would be like when I graduated from physical therapy after all those years. And, you know, I got booted out a couple of times because of insurance, and they just thought I was as good as I was going to get. Well, the PT, not the insurance. Because if the PT would have written it up a different way, I wouldn't have gotten booted out. They just had to say that it was still medically necessary and that I had room for improvement. And that I was still improving, and I was. So they didn't really do me, you know, much service by halting that process. But it turned out okay. And I'm sure it turned out the way it was supposed to turn out. But, because then I ended up with really good PTs and, you know, even better PTs than I had to begin with. And so anyway, I'm stalling because, I'm not stalling, I'm thinking. I have another thing that I need to put on here, or don't need to, but I printed it to go on here. Wait, no, this is the second, not the third. I don't know where it went. Like my page of pumpkins I printed up. That's using my, well, I don't know where that page went. And then I'm going to still need a cluster. So, oh, I'm sitting here staring at it. It's right in front of me. I didn't write the number on the back of it. My mother-in-law was not feeling well, so we went, we had one of her ladies that comes a couple days a week. She was there with her, and then she had to leave for an appointment at the same time I had an appointment. So that was going to leave her with nobody there, and she really wasn't feeling well and unsteady on her feet and everything. And so she, my niece-in-law, my nephew's wife, went and sat with her for me. She just graduated from nursing school and hasn't started working yet. So she was very, that was very gracious of her to, I mean, she lives right up the street, but it was kind of the spur of the moment. And then we went, you know, afterwards. So I was going to put that somewhere on this page too. And the books and I'm running out of space. So I do need a pocket with a tag. So I either need to cut out this big one right here, or I need to find one of these pages. I was trying to think if I could incorporate a cluster with a I don't know if that's going to work out. A cluster with a pocket. If I could manage that. But I don't know if I can. Okay, so should I use this half? Should I use this half? I want it on this page. That's got the blue pumpkin top on it. That might work. This has the blue pumpkin bottom on it. This just has floral, which would be pretty. Those are double-sided. This is single-sided, doesn't really match. These are all double-sided and don't match. Okay. So let's use one of these. I think my first choice was this one with the pumpkin top on it. So let's cut it. I want it to go, but do I though? Because then I still have to put, I don't have to, but let me cut this one out and see. I should have had some of this cut out already, but I was doing a good job just to get here. If you know what I mean. It was, I videoed one this morning, and then my husband came home for lunch, which was nice. He hasn't been doing that as much since he's been going to see his mom at lunch, but she had somewhere that she went today. She got to go on an outing with some friends, and so that was good. So I miss him coming home, even though it's for a short period of time. You know, I was missing him coming home for lunch. And so, all right, so if we use this, this makes a good tuck. And I have a plethora of tags that Hope gave me. I also have these writing spots that I will use and I could have used one of these and done a flip out, but okay, focus. See, I could use one of these. I might fold it up a little bit. Let me think. Wait a minute. I'm dropping stuff everywhere. I might use this. Although that's more blue than teal, and that hides my numbers. So I don't want to hide my number. Unless I put this, that's not going to work as a tuck as well over here as it is here. So I might, let me see. These are taller, but again, I can fold it and make it however tall I want, and I don't lose the writing space. So I might do that. So I can still put, I can put the video up here, but the books definitely came first, and I think I can overlap them. I almost could make a cluster out of this, and the books, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to put this one away for a minute, because I don't think I'm going to use this. I think I'm going to use this as a tuck. And then I can have this over here. And I need to have this kind of front and center. Because I deserved a pat on the back this day. Yep. Let's see. And I think I gave myself one too. So, which doesn't happen very often either. I'm going to have to take this off for a second. I got clogged because I left it undone. Okay. So we'll just have to be really gentle with this because this comes out so fast. And then I'm just doing it along the bottom and along that side. And I'm going to play slip and slide, even though I was going to try not to. I always do. I need to unstick my nozzle, but I will do that off camera so that you don't have to sit through that. I think I'm going to use... Oh no, I was going to use this as a tag, but I don't want to use it on the same page as that. So, what do? I have some of this that I could use as a tag too. I still need a cluster. That's right. I was trying to think if I could cluster one of these tags. Trying to use my clip art as clusters. I don't know that that's going to go over that well. So let's see. Let's put the books. Let's just put the books there. And then I can put this over here and this over here. And then I can write. I'd rather write like this, if that makes sense. So I think the books are going here. And whatever we decide to use as a tag, I could cut. This would match. I have plenty of paper. That's not the problem. I also have, I'm wondering if I would like this yellow better. Maybe that appeals to my eye more than the, because there's yellow here and then yellow up here. Still hides my, let me fold it a little bit. Here we go. Perfect, 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 perfect. So I still have all the writing room. I can put a picture here, like I can put, well, if I wanted to, I could put the video here. You know what I mean? But I don't have to. I can just put this right in here and that use that as my writing space. But I think what I'm going to do is put my appointment back here. And I don't know that that's going to fit over those staples. Let me see if I can push the staples down just a hair, flatten them a little bit. Nope. Oh yeah, a little bit. With a cheap pair of scissors. Sure. They're flattening. Okay, that worked. Oh, much better. And then that way, I think I'm going to use the art glitter glue since it's going to be a little bit raised. I want to make sure it sticks. And again, if you need art glitter glue and you live up north or somewhere where it gets below freezing anytime soon, if you need art glitter glue, get it ordered. Because the company doesn't ship when it's cold. Now, Amazon will. But you don't want your art glitter glue to be ruined when you get it, right? So, we don't want that. Okay, so we're still gonna need a cluster. And I still think I could have incorporated this, but I mean, technically that's a cluster, right? I mean, technically speaking. Clusters, clusters, clusters. Clusters and clusters and clusters. I'm going to put that, I think I'm going to put that right there. Yeah. And then put this up here and this down here, and then I will figure out my cluster for this page. Let me glue this on. Oh, I did use glue stick. Okay. Well, that's all right. It'll stay. And I did leave a little bit of a white border around it. Okay. Oh, it doesn't. See? I might have to go back and hit it with some art glitter glue, but we'll see what that does. And then, so the Thursday the 2nd. Did I have anything else? Yeah, I looked. I spent hours that morning looking through books, and then I made the video, and then I went to my appointment, came home, took a nap. Oh, I didn't end up going to Spanish class because of, I went with his mom, check on his mom. And so, so that my niece could leave because she was supposed to go somewhere, or my niece-in-law. Not the one that comes and helps me all the time, but my nephew's wife. Okay, so I'm not using that one. It's not sweater weather. I should have thought about that when I made those. I mean, this one would be cute. Leaves crunching would be cute. I could tip this in from up here. And still have this. And still have this somewhere. I mean, I can make another tag and put it in there. I can have that right there. But let's see if we can... I really like the use of this. I don't want to use all my writing space. I like the use of this, the paint swatches on this color. I was going to see if I could come up with one on the fly, but I'm not doing so well. Let's see, I have a square. What do I have? How much time do we have? Okay, we got a little bit of time. We got a little bit of time. I have a tag. Can I call that my cluster? Ay, 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 ay. I have a little piece of fabric. That would be cute at the top of that. Sort of. It's just some pumpkin fabric that well, I thought it was, maybe not. But it matches the page. And let's see, I have this. I have some paper. I have some vintage lace. I could tear off another strip of this. Or I could tear off the gold. Do I want the gold? We'll go with the yellow. And see what I don't plan on making these every journal with me video, so don't panic. But I was trying to just do something that was like took up less of a footprint than what I had, but honestly I think it's going to do the same thing. The vintage lace. I have real lace. I don't need faux lace. Faux lace. I always feel like I'm saying something weird when I say faux lace. It may have been a hazy afternoon. It could have been. Who knows? And I have some acorns. Oh, I have a little white pumpkin. That's kind of cute. A little acorn or a little white pumpkin. I like the little white pumpkin in the hazy afternoon. And then, I mean, I could technically trim this off like right here. But I kind of like the 4 colors. I could thin this down. I could hush and just glue. I could put this up here in the middle. Like that. And be done with it. I think I need to tear off this straight edge right here, because it's the only straight edge left. Okay. And I could thin this down a little bit. That's the one that I kind of offset, that one. So it's sort of, you know, I don't know. I kind of like it off, like going like that, rather than having it super straight. I could leave this off if I really needed to. Where is my little square? I have a button that's ready to go, but I used, yeah, no, did it? No, I didn't use a button in the first one. I'd use a button on this one. And a pumpkin. And hazy afternoon. I'm going to scoot up. I could take this color off. What do we think of this? Not loving it. That probably needs to be reserved for a tag. I could have just used this one that I already had made, and it would have been easier, except I just cut out so much writing room. I can put, all right, I don't have a grip on the clusters yet. I see that. Oh, I know what I could do. I could, I was gonna say I could staple this to the page. I could tip it in, and then that way I still have the writing space. I don't lose writing space. I could just tip it in with clear tape and then right under it. Or I was thinking I could staple it in, like right here. And then I'd staple through the doctor's head, but would that be such a bad thing? Would he mind? And then put this here and this down here. And then I don't feel like I'm using up... I still have 2 quadrants that I can write on, right? I got to get better at this. I've never used clusters. I've never made clusters to speak of. I've done collage, I've done whatever, but I haven't done clusters. I do like this where this is going though, so I might keep that and work on that later. But I think for this one, rustic charm, and then have this here and this either here or here. Well, I could even put this down here. And then I have all that room. It just looks too cramped to me. I think I like this better. It's like one big thing here, one big thing here. And yes, I'm overthinking this horribly. But you gotta be good at something. And I may have to start printing some things a little smaller this month, knowing that I think I am going to staple it. I just want to. I just want to. Let me see. What am I going to... I don't want to staple that shut, right? So if I staple it right here... I didn't staple that shut. And it's just kind of dangling there. And I can write underneath it. There, see? And then I can put this over a little bit. And I can put this right here. Okay, let's do that. Saved by staple. Oh, yeah. I'm going to glue that on. I'm wondering if I should have put more than one staple on that. But I think it'll be alright. Let's see. I'm going to underlap that one there and overlap this one here. And then I think we're done. I may choose... Well, I'm gouging my glue here. I may choose to have more... like another tag in the pocket if I need more writing room. Uh-oh. There we go. All right, phew. All right, I'm definitely gonna have some more. My next video is definitely gonna be making some more. What I really want to do is I want to do some clusters that are writing spots as well. I want to kind of combine my clusters with my writing spots, and I'd like to try that out. So I think that's going to be my next video if I can do it. But for now, I have all that room. I have this room, and then I have this, and I can add another tag to it if I need to, you know, or add another just a piece of that inside there to write on if I need to. Okay, so let's just stop there because that was exhausting. And I'm at a blank page, so I'm gonna need to ink. I love this color so much. It's orange, but it's like it was called tangerine, Rit Dye tangerine, I think. Let me see. I got it right here. Tangerine. And this was one of the darker ones that I left in longer. And I think that's going to be so pretty with that brown. Anyway, so, and I don't have a clue as to what, oh, there's not that much that goes on this one. So, oh, and I have a tissue, so I may not have to ink that. But anyway, so this is how far we got. I got it. I got 2 pages done. I'm happy. And I got clusters here and a cluster here. And we survived the first set of clusters. All right, are you playing along with Allison's challenge? If so, let me know in the comments. And I'm sure she would like to know too who's playing along. And definitely tag her if you are. And yeah, so I will yeah, I'll come back and I won't make the clusters as I go, or I will try not to, or at least I'll have them ready to go like this first one. But anyway, I thought that one turned out kind of cute. I like the you know, the wispy strings on it, and the gather and the white pumpkin. But all right, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you enjoyed that. I know there wasn't that much to that, but I'm using my colors that I like, but I'm also still incorporating other bright colors, and so I'm happy with that. And yeah, so y'all have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.